What is the purpose of the Black Student Union at Antelope Valley College? What is the purpose of that?
It may be a different purpose from when it started, because when I came there, it had already started like 5 years before that.
Okay. You're the president of it now, right?
Yeah. When I first came there, I was already like into it. But I would say, as a president, my goal or our mission statement is to kind of fix the gaps that are at our school. We are at a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution, right? The students are not predominantly white. The majority of the students are Hispanic. It's like 65% Hispanic.
Really?
At Antelope Valley College. But the faculty and staff are like all white, right? So I also work at the college, and I work in the theater, and there was an event where they had all the faculty and staff just go over things that they need to know for the coming school year. And it's 400 something staff, 400, 500 staff. And I honestly can say it was about 30 black teachers, and not even teachers, just staff. They might not be teachers, they might be technical analysts, they might be whatever. But we just seen that the numbers of African American, not even African American, just minority teachers there are at a very low rate. So what we do is we try to nurture the black student and making sure that he is academically or she's academically successful while they're at an institution that the faculty and staff don't look like them.
Amazing. And how do you nurture them? What do you do exactly?
By letting them know that they have value and they have worth.
They don't know that already before they get there?
A lot of students don't.
Oh, and so do you guys believe that the white teachers would not let them know they have value?
No, we don't think that all the white teachers are like, yo, we hate these black students. It's not, we don't think that, but I have I have directly heard teachers say things like that, but that's not the majority of white teachers on campus.
They have said things like what?
There's been teachers that are very, very open about not liking students of color and
what have they said?
Students.
Give me an example of what they've said.
I don't like black students on the campus.
So you've heard some white teachers say, I don't like black students.
Yeah, because
campus.
Since I work there, I go to different events, and I'm in the inner school more than a traditional student that just goes to class and go home.
Right.
So I've definitely heard in meetings and things like that, well, maybe we shouldn't do this because that's not in our best interest. The teachers are saying that, but it's not about the teacher's best interest. It's about
and they said that in front of you?
Yeah.
And so if it's a negative, why would they say it in front of you?
Why wouldn't they? I mean, I feel that if they feel strong enough about something, they'll say it in front of anybody. You wouldn't denounce Christianity in a room full of atheists.
And so, but these teachers run the risk of getting in trouble. If they're saying, I don't like black students at the school in front of a black man, that's the president of the Black Student Union
right.
at Antelope Valley College, couldn't they get in trouble for saying that?
It depends on who else is in the room. Because if there are other people that believe that same thing.
Other white people?
It doesn't matter who it is. If it's other people that believe that they don't necessarily need to nurture a black student in their academic success and their academic journey, then they wouldn't get in trouble.
But I don't understand, they were not afraid that you would report them?
Some of them don't really care.
How do you know that?
Because they probably have been, I know, of course I'm not going to say any names, but there's teachers or faculty and staff that have been there for years, right? Years and years. And they have had complaint after complaint after complaint, but they're still there, right? So that obviously means that whoever they are reporting to and whoever is relaying the message that they are giving to their students,
right,
that they co-sign that behavior.
Amazing.
See what I'm saying?
And so, what other thing you do as a Black Student Union? What's another purpose?
We want to make sure that we are heard, and we're trying to be the voice of the unheard Black student on campus. There are a lot of students that just feel that their voices aren't recognized and
Heard in what way? And by whom?
needs. I would say needs.
What are the needs?
For one, a big need is the type of teachers that we would like to have on campus. There are some teachers that it seems like they're there for like just a paycheck, you know? And they're really not enthused about the subject that they teach.
Right.
So, and I feel like that goes around the board though, with white students, Mexican students, whatever.
Right.
You know, the teacher needs to be as enthused if he would like that to be reciprocated in class.
Do Black students need Black teachers at a predominantly white university?
Yes.
You do need Black teachers. Why?
Yes, you need black teachers, you need Mexican teachers, you need Asian teachers.
Why?
Statistically speaking, students do better when their teachers look like them
Why?
because they can relate.
In what way?
For a perfect example, a few semesters ago, I had a African American history class, and the teacher was a white woman, right? Is she able to learn African American history? Of course. She has her master's in it. Of course she has the ability to. But I personally do not relate to what she's saying when we are talking about, she may say, oh, the struggle of the Black man or the Black woman, it's such a struggle, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, how would you know that? How would you know that? You know? So it's hard to relate to a teacher like that.
Really?
Yes.
So if Black students need Black teachers, why do you go to a predominantly white school with white teachers? Why don't you go to a Black school?
Oh, I'm going to a Black school. That's where I'm trying to go.
But why
right now.
do Black kids go to a predominantly white school if they know they feel this way about the white teacher? Why not just go to a Black school?
Well, it's not that simple. You can't just say, get out. You can't just graduate high school and say, oh, I just want to go here, so I'm going to go there.
But why even apply at a white school knowing you're not going to be happy, your needs are not going to be met, and if you feel your needs are not going to be met, why even apply at a white school?
Well, for Antelope Valley College, since it's a community college, it's much more easier to go to a community college and into a 4-year. It's cheaper that way. So it might be for financial issues.
And why did you go there?
First of all, I didn't even want to go to college, if we're being honest.
You did not want to go to college?
Oh, no.
Why did you go?
It started off with my father saying, I'm not raising no grown man. So, you know, and that's totally fine. I understand that.
Right.
He said, the only way you could stay in this house is if you go to college.
Really?
Yeah.
And so you went to college so you could stay at home with your parents?
At the time, yeah, because I finished high school when I was 17.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't have
Why
a job
didn't you just get a job at 17?
One job probably is not sufficient enough to keep me afloat
You
with
could
the
get
house
2
and a
jobs.
car. Yeah, but that's, you know, at the time I wasn't ready.
Oh, I
At
see.
17.
Are you ready now?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go to another college
So
right
why
now.
don't you drop out of school and get a job?
Well, that's not, everything changed now. Since I started, it's been different now.
What are you majoring in?
I'm a theater arts major.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand why some black kids feel that white teachers can't teach them in the same manner any Black teacher teaches them. I don't get that.
Well, it's about relatability, again, like I said.
But how, you want to like relate like a soul brother?
Not even in that sense. I would just like, I would like, if we're talking about technology, right? I don't want to hear technology from somebody that knows nothing about technology.
But if it's a teacher, no matter what the color, they already know that's why they're a teacher. So they know about technology, right?
But I'm saying the relatability aspect of it is not there.
So
So it's hard to be like cool with your teacher. It's hard to be in
with a
terms
white
of
teacher?
Now, no, not with a white teacher. I'm saying for me, I'm saying with like the African American history, like a white teacher teaching that
Why?
to a group of black students.
So, like, give me an example of being cool with the black, so-called
Okay.
Afro American history.
I have a teacher there that me and him are like super cool. Like we texting each other. You good? What you doing today? Type thing. Like we cool, right? It's not even because he's black. He's not even an African American history teacher. He's an English teacher.
Right.
But the fact that he could talk about topics in his personal life or in this academic journey that we are all going through as college students, we can relate to that as black students.
If black students didn't hate white people, would they be able to relate to them then?
They don't. I never said hate. You said hate. I didn't say hate.
And that's my
I don't
question.
think black students hate white students.
Then why
I mean,
can't
white teachers, excuse me.
Well, then why can't they relate then? Because that's the only thing that would divide them is their anger or resentment of white teachers and white people.
Just, they're not into the same things, or they don't understand this. It's a different narrative, I would say that, from a white teacher and their life or whatever they've done and whatever they have to deal with when it comes to finances or societal issues or whatever.
So if a broke black person goes to a white teacher and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Teacher, I'm broke. Can you direct me to the finance department and help me get it? That teacher wouldn't be able to get finance. Would that white teacher relate to that?
That's not relatability, that's direction. All you have to say is it's right here.
So if the white teacher said, okay, so brother, you African-American sister, come on, let me help your sister. Then that's related?
No.
If they said,
That's absolutely not related.
if they said, child, I know how you feel. Come on, let me go down here and help you. Is that related?
No.
That's
just
how do you relate then?
relatability has nothing to do with how they're talking or vernacular or anything.
Well, what's
like that.
relating though? I don't get the relating thing. I really don't get the relating thing.
The narrative, the whole narrative is different from an African. It's not now we're not even talking about teachers and students. Now we're talking about people.
Right.
The narrative in what white people have dealt with and what African Americans have dealt with from colonial times to now, totally different. And you can't dispute that. That's facts.
What have you as a black American dealt with that a white person at your school haven't dealt with? At your age, same thing. What have you dealt with that they haven't dealt with?
Well, just with my club, it's harder to get certain things approved. You know, if we want to have an event,
Okay.
it takes a little longer. It takes a little longer. When we try to get, excuse me, money out of our account, it takes a little longer than it would other students. And I tried this. I did a survey, and I asked the STEM club. I went and asked the Alpha Iota club. These are clubs that are predominantly white. How long did it take you to get your money out of your account? 3 days, 2 days? Oh, okay, well, they told us a month or 2. So why is that?
It's that hard. It's like that for Republican clubs on campuses as well. Republican white clubs to get money to sponsor speakers, whereas for white liberal clubs or black liberal clubs, it's not as hard. It's harder for a white Republican club than it is for your club. Is that racism?
No, because you said, well, first of all, we don't even have those types of clubs. We don't have that kind of club.
Right.
A Republican club. They might have that at a 4-year
Right.
USC or something like that. But I definitely wouldn't call that racism.
What would you call that?
I'm sorry, I can't remember what you
You
were
said
saying.
it's hard for the
that-
black student union to get money to do function.
Right, and you were
put on
saying
function.
Republican clubs can't do that as well?
It's hard for them to.
Wow. Interesting. Thanks for stopping by. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be coming back with more pieces. It's me again, WG on our channel, One Life, many seasons. You know how we like to close it out. We just like to remind ourselves that we always remember we got one life with many seasons. So let's make the best of it. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. You take care now.